May look at double 19 twice here. There's one. And there's two. What a start from Adam Hunt.
Adam Hunt.
Who wins a leg with a stunning 95 checkout. Well, he won't need a double-double combo this time. He needs single 20. But double thereof. And in that goes as well. Wilson wasn't looking, but he would have heard the referee Owen Binks call game short Adam Hunt.
Adam Hunt just double checks the score, but it'll be treble 18. The double 16 has been immaculate so far in the doubles. And that trend continues.
Shot on the match.
Doesn't tell the full story, the 4-0 scoreline there. Stu Wilson will look back at some missed opportunities there. But for Adam Hunt, absolutely sensational on the outer ring. 4 from 6. That beautiful 95 finish to start. A wonderful start from the man from County Durham. As we go into game 2. Next, it's Chaz Barstow versus Thibaut Trickle.
And now Chaz Barstow may be able to get his first leg of the night. Oh, just in the corner of the 10, but no trouble on tops.
Chaz Barstow.
And Barstow is in business all of a sudden.
Double goes in with the last one, but chance for Barstow for 2-2.
2 16s.
Game shot on the 4th leg.
There's a minor adjustment there. And has managed to claw his way back into contention.
Required 25.
From the French touch, who may indeed be French toast. I like that, Glenn. Double 10. And
Game shot on the match.
That. What a slow start last time he was here on a Thursday night, but he's off to a flyer this evening. A 4-2 success against the Frenchman Thibaut Trickle. Similar averages, but Trickle missed all those darts at double, 9 of them in total, and Chaz Barstow picks up the points. Stu Wilson didn't get a leg in his opener tonight. He's back in action next. A first look at Paul Hogan after the break.
We require 61.
Paul Hogan looking to follow suit.
Double 18.
Game shot on the first leg.
Absolutely
Paul
fantastic.
Hogan.
Stu Wilson looking for his first leg. No better opportunity than right now. And just looking at the score, he's going to have to go the 12 for the bull. With Hogan sat on 116.
Game shot on the 3rd.
Still hasn't hit a double, but a bullseye's not too bad.
We require 8.
But he's given his chance of winning the match a big boost. Can't get any closer without going in. And that is in. And that is a fabulous win for Paul Hogan. The average in the end dropped just below the 100, but the performance was top draw. There you see, 99.54, a couple of maximums in there as well. And that almost 100 average with 8 darts missed at double. Stu Wilson got that brilliant bullseye checkout. That's the only double he's hit all night. A 4-0 and a 4-1 defeat for him. But Hogan is off to the perfect start. Coming next, Adam Hunt meets Chaz Barstow.
34.
Fabulous 1-7-1. But Barstow is determined for a double-double finish in this match, isn't he? And he's got one.
Shot on the 2nd leg.
Absolutely superb. Attempted it on the 1-3-3 and got it on the 1-3-4 in the very next leg. A 3-1. Will just be the 1 dart at tops. And it's in again.
On the 4th leg.
Well, Chaz Barstow, if you think about it, he's actually 4 out of 3 on doubles in this match.
He was the bookies' favourite as he started this competition. We weren't 100% sure where his game was, but we do now. Chaz Barstow is on the march. He is looking first class. A real virtuoso performance against the impressive Adam Hunt, who was hit with everything there by Chaz Barstow. But checkouts just let Adam Hunt down near the end. But for Chaz Barstow, 4 from 5. But the highlight being that beautiful 1-3-4 checkout with 2 darts at tops to win it. Great start for Barstow. He goes top. And next up, Thibaut Trickle against Paul Hogan.
Double 18.
Game shot on the 1st leg.
And it's
Paul Hogan.
Well, time on his side in this leg. Hogan's had an off leg here. Usually after a dozen darts, he's on a double. This time he's about halfway through the leg.
Yeah, the average has been decimated, hasn't it? But already you're thinking of the next leg. Paul, just put this away, Thibaut. Let me start again on the next leg.
Taking his time, making sure the darts gripped
Game shot on the
correctly, and
third
maybe
Thibaut
the tide
Trickle.
is turning. Thibaut Trickle.
You require 96.
Yeah, it does feel like Everest at the moment, doesn't it, for Trickle? Everything's so difficult. Not effortless this time for Hogan. We still got a dart or a double. Just checks the Trickle. Scott is going to go directly for this double 19.
Game shot on the fourth leg.
Looks good.
Paul Hogan.
Even despite the fact that at first that was a bit of a mess to then go treble 19, double 19.
Fifth leg, it's
Is it
Thibaut
the night for Paul
first.
Hogan? Same confidence there with Thibaut going for it, but that is perfect. And the power he throws that dart.
We require 36.
It's over to Hogan. Double 18. He's been here before.
Shot
And
and
so
the
far,
match.
so good for Paul Hogan. He has
Hogan.
been terrific tonight. You don't often see him celebrate like that. That's what it means to these players. Look at him as he walks up the stage. Fist pump after fist pump. And why not? Because Paul Hogan is on fire. Another superb performance. 296 finishes. Lots and lots of thought process for Thibaut Trickle. He's got a big game coming up soon. But next up, it's Stu Wilson against Chaz Barstow.
Isn't it, Glenn?
And the way he's playing right now, I just feel he can do any finish. Just has to move. So the left-hand side, he'll come right across,
Game shot
smack
on the
bang in the
third
middle.
leg.
He's on
Chaz
fire.
Barstow.
Yeah.
As you require 52.
Bend it round, didn't he? Barstow, though, can end it.
End it like
Game shot
Barstow,
and the
wins
match.
4-1.
Chaz Barstow.
They've been playing very, very well. And look at the smile on that face. And why not? Played 3, won 3, unbeaten so far tonight. And looking very good in the making is Chaz Barstow. He's really, really setting his targets here for Group B and looking good for Saturday night. For Stu Wilson, been a very, very difficult night. Not many issues with his scoring, but just when he comes and one from the 6 out on the outer rink with Stu Wilson, that's where the problems are. Big, big game coming up for qualification next. It's Adam Hunt against Thibaut Trickle.
People every day.
And I tell you what, friends, put aside, because this is a brilliant start from both.
Game shot on the first
What
leg.
a start
Adam
to this
Hunt.
2. Treble 20. Awkward. He has the option of the treble 18 there, but he just moves and widens the bed. You can see enough there. The double 16. This
Game shot
is
on
gorgeous.
the third leg.
This is fantastic.
Adam Hunt.
And I'm loving this version of Adam Hunt a few times this week. This would be an incredible comeback if he was, but it's not looking good.
No score.
Expected to get that
Adam, you
over to
require
Adam Hunt for
28.
the match. This would move him to 4 points. Joint second place. There would be that gap then.
Double 7. And he earns
Game
it. A
shot
4-1
and the
success
match.
for the Hunter,
Adam Hunt.
who climbs up the table and crucially puts 4 points between himself and the man who he's just beaten, who can't believe it. A 4-1 win for Hunt. Trickle, he knows that he has now got a mountain to climb. Having lost his first 3 matches tonight, he will take on Stu Wilson, the other man, without any points in a couple of games' time. But before that, it's a total opposite. 2 players who are yet to be beaten, Chaz Barstow and Paul Hogan, coming next.
Chaz Barstow is right at the top of his game. 2 darts at double 8.
Game
Just
shot on
needs
the
the one.
first leg.
It's
Chaz
just
Barstow.
gets better and better. Treble 19. For double 18, he's been before. Just takes his time. I like that. And just
Game
that
shot on the
little
third leg.
stop there, just to
Paul
reset.
Hogan.
Absolutely, it does. Paul Hogan to remain unbeaten. Going to have 1 dart at double 4.
10.
Oh, when it all becomes too much.
Chaz required 25.
When all the hard work is done and all you need to do is add that finishing touch. And Chaz Barstow, well, that would have been a really unorthodox out. Needed the single 5 with the first dart, ended up on double
21.
5. 2 players that have been brilliant tonight, but neither can cross the
We
line.
require 8.
And this is what tension does. This is why we absolutely love this spot. They couldn't miss anything all night, but when it comes down to the nitty-gritty, it's Paul Hogan that
Game
finally
shot and
gets
the
over the
match.
line. And right
Paul
at this moment, the
Hogan.
only man that's unbeaten. But a 6-point return for Chaz Barstow. He should be fairly happy with that. He knows he could have had the 8 points, but for Paul Hogan, the wily old Paul Hogan, he's exasperated at 1 point near the end, but that double 4 gets him over the line. He'll look good for his final game against Adam Hunt. But next up, it's a Both players have yet to get register a win so far, so the importance are there for Thibaut Trickle and Stu Wilson.
Right, can he find the French touch? That's another bullseye.
Game
and that
on the
is a
second
fine
leg.
finish from Thibaut Trickle, who might just be about to spark something.
$180.
Second in this game, Stu Wilson.
40.
Or is he going to be 3-1 down? Yes, he is. So much better from the Frenchman, averaging over 93. Finally, Thibaut gets 2 points. It was an accomplished performance in the end from the Frenchman. You can see his delight, gives himself a chance, and he said you can see the relief for Stu Wilson. What a difficult night. It all sort of went wrong in his very first leg of the night, but good numbers there from the Frenchman. He saved his best till last as we move to the final game of the night. The unbeaten Paul Hogan against the impressive Adam Hunt.
Oh, great darts. Started this leg with a maximum. And it's 127 in game for Adam Hunt.
He's been sucked out of him from that big win over Chaz Barstow. Adam Hunt looks as fresh as a daisy.
On the second leg.
2-0 in record speed time there for Adam. That was a beautiful 14 darter.
And he requires 60.
So all about the first dart. How much of the double can he see? Hasn't had to move, so it should be plenty.
Game shot and
Adam Hunt signs off in style, a 4-1 success against Paul Hogan, inflicting Hogan's first defeat. And it means there are 3 players who have only lost 1 match tonight. Adam Hunt, one of them, Chaz Barstow, the other, and Paul Hogan. That there, his only loss of the evening. Adam Hunt recording a 3-figure average, a brilliant display, and he ends the night on a high, beating Paul Hogan by 4 legs to 1.
Most certainly, Adam Hunt bookending his night in perfect fashion. Started off for a 4-0, finishing with a 4-1, and stopping Paul Hogan from completing the card.
Yeah, I mean, there was 2. I mean, the way Paul Hogan was playing as well is the first part of how good that game was, but the fact just shy of 101 average just at the end there, because, you know, I began to just think about what the connotations and permutations were for Adam Hunt. Sat right in that 3rd place. Now he's put himself in a good position to even top the group. Great game.
Right, let's have a look at the results from this evening's session then, because all 10 games have been and gone. It kicked off with a 4-0 victory for Adam against Stu, as we mentioned. For Chaz Barstow, but he came out of the traps flying, winning each of his opening 3 matches in similar fashion to Paul Hogan, but both tripping up on their final assaults.
Yeah, there was moments of brilliance for them top 3, and I think them top 3 should be happy. Chaz Barstow's demonstrated to me that he's in great shape right now, and, you know, just maybe that disappointment of not getting over the winning line against Paul Hogan. I thought Hogan was excellent at times tonight, and, you know, the potential player of the night, and then, you know, Adam Hunt right at the end. That was the performance that sticks in the memory. So well done to the top 3, and they're looking good.
And it was a night full of big finishing, and Chaz Barstow, perhaps the quintessential example of that 1-3-4 here against Adam, going tops, and he just looked like his brilliant best tonight.
He did. Like I said, he really did. And I think Chaz Barstow, you know, not only thinking about winning the group or qualification, he can now win on Saturday night. I mean, he has got them levels, he's got those gears, and didn't really show it last time he was here at the Motor Super Series, and he got to the final of the Saturday night. So, yeah, it's a welcome addition to a probable Saturday night appearance.
Looking at levels, looking at gears, let's have a look at Paul Hogan now, because he's playing some of the best starts we've seen from him in a long while.
Yeah, it stemmed from seeing him at, you know, the World Seniors as well. Like I said, a phenomenal game he had with Scott Mitchell, and then, you know, beating the legend that is Phil Taylor, and then just coming up short against Leonard Gates. And he's brought that form and confidence tonight, and at times tonight he was sublime.
Interesting. I was actually having a chat with Paul earlier on this evening. He was saying that he's been doing a lot more practice in between, obviously working. He's got a full-time job. We call him the amateur professional. And it seems ever since he's done that, just committing a little bit more than perhaps he had done in the past, that he's getting the results from that.
Yeah, you have to. You know, you can't just come with talent alone now, because the Motor Super Series is a real big competition now, and people are preparing right down to the last day of being here. And you can't rock up these days like you could maybe 10, 20 years ago and expect something on pure talent alone. So the fact he's putting the hours in, that's now bearing fruit on the stage.
You famously worked and then played at a very high level. How difficult is it to marry up, obviously, the rigours and the demands of a 9 to 5, and then try and mix it with playing at the sort of levels that the players here at the Super Series want to play at?
I mean, that's a great question, actually. I mean, you've got to remember, I was doing mainly to win Lakeside and the BDO, so I could pick and choose what competitions I was doing. To try and do that in the professional circuit is nigh and impossible now. And you just look at the calendar for 2024. If you're going to be a professional dart player now, you've got to commit to darts fully, and that work-life balance is it's a tough question to do. And yeah, like I said, but Paul Hogan is that quintessential amateur professional, isn't he? I think he could have done more in the game, but you know, I'm sure he's very happy. But he's in the form right now, which can take him to this title on Saturday night.
As far as Thibaut Trickle is concerned, he actually has turned professional, the French touch, but couldn't really find the winning touch until his final game.
Yeah, exactly. Is it a little bit, you know, too late, because you know the game is there. And like I say, the game with Adam Hunt I thought was going to be massive tomorrow, but Adam's put himself in a good position. But that was a bizarre way to see. He just sort of stood there because he couldn't quite believe what was going on, and you had to see him stand there. It was no longer ooh la la.
It was less ooh la la, it was more formidable as far as Thibaut Trickle was concerned. Right, let's talk about Adam then. And we saw some big moments, some big finishes. We actually saw the 1-2-7 in that final game of the session. And we asked, how is he going to respond for the disappointments? Well, it's been quite good.
Do you know, he's been excellent this week. You know, I mean, he could have easily won Group A, but we could have said that about 4 players. But I think he's been really good. I mean, I know Adam better than anybody. I'm in a chat group with him where we speak daily and usually rip each other apart in there as well. But he's such a good guy, a family man, a lot of belief in himself. And like I said, you know, for the 3rd or 4th time this week, I think it's the best Adam Hunt we've seen for 18 months. He is determined to be a professional player again. You know, the Q School is priority number 1. Priority number 2 is the Motor Super Series, and what a platform that would be for him.
Hey, it's not a WhatsApp group without a little bit of ripping to shreds, is there? Well, at least that's what I'm told.
Yeah, well, like I said, it's usually I'm the one who bears the brunt of it, and but usually Adam's the quiet one, but real steely determination on that stage this week, and it's nice to see.
Put short, ooh, darts friends. Right, let's have a look at the table before we go this evening here at the Super Series, because 3 players are locked on 6 points at the top of the table. Chaz, Barstow, Adam Hunt and Paul Hogan all level on points. Thibaut Trickle has kept himself in the race on 2 points, while Stu Wilson, you feel, is going to have the perfect night on Friday if he is to make it through.
Yeah, 3 players are going to be very happy overnight. 2 won't. It's looking good for the top 3, but the Motor Super Series always has a little twist along the way. Can Thibaut win the 4 out of 4? That's really the only scenario to make this interesting, but good for the top 3.
Most certainly. Right, we're going to enjoy an evening's worth of sleep. We'll be back with you 1 o'clock tomorrow, and we'll see if we find out what's happening in that WhatsApp group. What are those WhatsApp groups like? Because I never get the invites to these sorts of things.
You wouldn't want to know. You wouldn't want to know.
Usually, probably because it's usually things said about me behind my back. Right, let's get back to the action. 1 o'clock tomorrow on the Super Series YouTube channel before going live at 3 p.m. on Sporty Stuff TV. But it's a devilishly delightful Group B. That's easy to say, isn't it? 3 players tied on 6 points at the top. We'll see you tomorrow, 1 o'clock.